okay? You've got a little room there to negotiate, okay? But you know, these two numbers are very important, but they're not the most important number. You don't think when this, well, you listed this house, it took you 3 months to find a buyer, then you got the buyer and seller under an agreement of sale for 3 months, the day of settlement. The day it goes to settlement, do you think the people are going to walk away with all of the sale price? No, the commission's $15,000, so. Well, they also have a first mortgage to pay off and a mechanic's lien and so forth. What is the important number? It's what I call the number in the box. Going to walk, you go to settlement, right? You're going to settlement in the morning, 11 o'clock, 11:30. The title clerk has finished the HUD-1 settlement sheet, hands it to you, explain it to your seller. Now remember, you promised the seller the night you listed his property that he was going to walk away from that settlement table with $40,000 in his hand. Well, this is what we do for a living. We come up with this number. This is the whole point of this. This is the basis of what we do as real estate people. Predicated on him feeling that he's going to leave settlement with $40,000, you don't think he waits till he has his check in his hand to go buy a house, do you? He'd be sitting on the curb for 6 months. He's going to take this check at 11:30 in the morning. We're going to go over to the house he is buying at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, you have 2 settlements a day, one on the one you sold in the morning. In the afternoon, you're taking your check to the one in the afternoon. Well, aren't we trying to solve his real estate problem? That's why we did all the listing, okay? Well, I found him a house, okay? I found him a house. He's the seller on this side, he's the buyer on this side. Knowing that he was going to be walking away with $40,000, he went over here and he spent $38,500 of it over here on the house he bought. Okay, well, he's got $38,500 here. He put the $20,000 down. Okay, he's got some income. What's going to get a mortgage on this house? Okay, but he believes that if everything happens the way I told him. Remember, I negotiated the deal on the house he bought, okay, and I gave him that number. And I said, yeah, you can go up another $1,000. They're bidding back and forth. Because you're going to come out with 40. You still only need $38,500. You're cool. And we finally closed the deal over here. Okay? So this is the morning when he gets up. He's planning on Don taking him to the settlement in the morning. He's going to get the $40,000 check. 1 o'clock that afternoon, 1:30, when they're done that settlement, the title clerk is going to say to your buyer now, doesn't the buyer have to bring a check that day? Necessary proceeds to complete the transaction. And this guy, your client, is sitting there shaking in his boots saying, why did I ever listen to my salesperson? He's just praying when he gets up that morning that these two numbers are going to work. Do you realize 5 o'clock in the morning they loaded his furniture out of this house and it's heading to that house? and the furniture was taken out of that house, is heading for another house, all on your numbers. Okay? So you take the guy in the morning to settlement on the house he's selling, and everything's cool. Clerk hands you the settlement sheet. You look down on the bottom of the seller side. Net proceeds due the seller. You're looking for $40,000. What does it say? $20,000. Do we have a problem? Not if he can save $18,500 in 2 hours. That's what the real estate business is all about. Making the numbers in the box match. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. What a disaster when it comes out 20,000. That's why you have all those chapters in the book. So that you know everything that's going to make those numbers. We're going to talk about mortgages and promissory notes. We're going to talk about liens, superior court liens, mechanics liens, tax liens, etc. That's why he didn't end up with 40. A lien popped up that we missed, okay, etc. We promised the buyer the agreement of sale that the house, that the lot was 100 by 200, a half-acre lot, and it's only 75 by 150. And he wanted a $20,000 credit. Okay? We didn't realize that the termites had eaten half the house. Well, some of us look up front, and that's what a true professional is. I didn't solve this problem if it comes out 20,000. Or what if it came out 40 here, but proceeds necessary to complete the transaction says 50,000. Got this half right, you didn't get that half right. Okay? That's what it's all about. And that's what's so neat. That's why I love real estate. Okay? It's just difficult enough that everybody can't do it. But you don't have to go to the Wharton School for 6 years. 20 evenings at the Holiday Inn. And you could be able to do this, okay? And I'm going to tell you something else. 20% of the people in real estate sell 80% of the real estate that's sold. They're the people who can make the numbers in the box match. Okay? And the other 80% of the people in the business sell 20% of the real estate. Because when this happens and you destroy somebody's life, they'll tell 1 million people before they crawl in the grave. If you pull this off perfectly, they'll tell 2 other people. And that's how you become successful. You do the right job for 1 family, they tell 2. You handle those 2, they tell 4. That's what it's all about. But you have to do the job right. And that's getting to be a difficult thing to find in America today. Just real estate people in anything. Okay? I sold one of my houses. My wife told me that she needed to get some of the washers fixed in the house, and I didn't get all that done on time. So she called the plumber. And when the plumber was done, there were twice as many leaky faucets than before he came out. Didn't call the right plumber. She called the 80%, not the 20% that's good at anything, okay? But that's what we're here to do. That's just a little bit of it, okay? Let's look at it from another angle.